Ethiopia, a place known for its really old history, beautiful culture, and amazing sights. It's where coffee comes from, and it has those incredible churches carved into rocks in Lalibela. But behind all this beauty, there's a country going through a tough time. The Ethiopian War, happening mostly in the Tigray region, has brought sadness to this proud nation. For many years, Ethiopia has faced problems between different ethnic groups and instability in its government. The Tigray People's Liberation Front, or TPLF, used to be really powerful in Ethiopian politics, but they started disagreeing with the main government. This fight for power, fueled by past disagreements and political goals, created a lot of anger and distrust. The Tigray region, with its own language and culture, has always wanted more freedom. The TPLF, saying they represent the Tigrayan people, tried to find a balance with the central government, but it was always close to falling apart. As things got worse, finding a peaceful solution seemed less and less likely. The whole world was worried, afraid of what might happen to this old land and its people. The reasons for the Ethiopian War go way back, all mixed up with old disagreements, fights for power, and tension between different ethnic groups. At the center of it all is the Tigray region, a place full of history and very proud of its unique identity. The TPLF, formed in the 1970s, became really strong during Ethiopia's civil war. They eventually overthrew the Derg government in 1991. For almost 30 years, the TPLF was in charge of Ethiopian politics, leading a group of parties that helped the economy grow a lot. But not everyone liked how the TPLF ruled. People accused them of being bossy, not respecting human rights, and leaving out other ethnic groups. This made a lot of people angry and upset. When Abiy Ahmed from the Oromo ethnic group became prime minister in 2018, things started to change. Abiy wanted to take power away from the TPLF and make Ethiopia more united, but the TPLF leaders didn't like that. Things got even worse when the TPLF held their own elections in Tigray, even though the central government told them not to. This made the situation very dangerous. In November 2020, the tension between the Ethiopian government and the TPLF turned into a real war. What started as a political disagreement became a huge armed conflict, with violence and bloodshed all over the Tigray region. The Ethiopian National Defense Force, helped by soldiers from Eritrea and militias from the Amhara region, attacked Tigray to remove the TPLF from power. The TPLF fought back, saying they were protecting Tigrayan autonomy. The fighting quickly became very brutal and messy, with terrible things happening to innocent people and a huge humanitarian crisis. Millions of people had to leave their homes, running for their lives as the war continued. Hospitals were bombed, so people couldn't get medical help. Food supplies were cut off, causing famine and making people sick. It was hard to know how bad things really were because there were communication blackouts and journalists and aid organizations couldn't get in. The world watched in horror as the conflict in Tigray went on, condemning the violence and asking for a ceasefire and peace talks. But no one listened, and the fighting continued. The Ethiopian War continues, causing terrible suffering throughout the region and beyond. Many people have died, lives have been destroyed, and the country is broken by violence and distrust. But even though things are very bad, there are some signs of hope. In November 2022, the Ethiopian government and the TPLF agreed to stop fighting, giving hope for peace. This agreement, organized by the African Union, includes disarming the TPLF, restoring essential services to Tigray, and setting up a temporary government. It will be difficult to make this agreement work and rebuild trust, but it's an important step towards ending the fighting. The international community must help this peace process, provide aid to those affected by the conflict, and hold those who committed human rights abuses responsible for their actions. The journey to peace and reconciliation in Ethiopia will be long and hard, but even amidst the destruction and heartbreak, the Ethiopian people are strong and resilient. It is this hope for a better future that offers the greatest promise for lasting peace in this ancient land.